Hi! So, I'm getting ready to start a new journal page in my altered book that I'm working in. I'm actually working in 5 journals right now. I have 2 of the Strathmore visual journals, mixed media journals that I'm working in, and as well as 2 that I hand bound myself. And then this 5th one here is a book I got from Goodwill. It's an awesome book. It's a hardbound book that has a cloth cover, and what I did is I just tore out a lot of signatures in this book throughout the book so that it would fit, you know, all my media, so it would lay flat when it's finally finished. So what I've been doing is I've been coming in and if I can get to the front, like this is the front cover, and I'm gessoing each of the pages and then, you know, working on it from that point. So these are just some of the pages that I've already done, and I'm getting ready to start this one. So all I did is I laid some masking tape down the center to keep the spine of the book, its integrity intact, so that the moisture from the mediums that I'm using on it won't get in there and compromise the integrity of the spine. So I'm going to stick some paper back here so that my pages behind don't get contaminated with the gesso. And I am going to take my golden gesso. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. I'm going to take my golden gesso and just gesso this, and I'll be back. These are a couple of images that I got from an Etsy store, and I decided I'm going to use these 2 images on the page. I really like the greens and the very pale pink in here. So I'm going to work with those colors on that page, and then the blues and really kind of like maybe blues and blacks on this page. So I am going to use some golden matte medium to adhere these 2 images to the page. And had to go get my brush. I use for adhering, like using these kind of mediums, anything that's like a gluing medium, or you know, like Collage Podge, matte medium, gels, you know, anything like that. I use these really inexpensive chenille craft brushes because I don't care, they're inexpensive. I got a pack from Office Depot for like 10 or 11 bucks, and they're very, you know, like I said, very inexpensive. And I don't like to use good brushes for these types of mediums because you never can get all that muck out of there, no matter how well you clean. So I am going to go on the back side of these images and flip it over, figure out where I want it. Kind of think I want it like right there, because I'm going to be painting over all this and meshing it in with the page, kind of trying to keep just a little bit of this showing by the time I'm done. And do the same thing over here, this side. I can't remember, but I think I may have printed this. Yeah, this is vellum paper. I printed these 2 images onto vellum paper. Okay, so got those on, and I'm gonna let that dry and be right back. So I'm going back to another couple of colors that I've been using on another journal. And I think while I have it out, I'm just going to use it on these as well. So I have the Golden Fluid Acrylic in Turquoise Phthalo and Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. So I'm going to use that in this, on this page, and turquoise on this page. And I'm going to be incorporating some other colors as well, but I'm not sure yet. This is just where I'm starting. So I'm going to wet a brush just so it's not completely dry going into this. And I'm not even going to use a palette. I'm just going to use this. See how it blends with the colors that are already in here? And so that's kind of what I wanted. I kind of want to stay away from that moon, but I am going to lay this color out here. I'm going to do it kind of messy because I'm going to be putting some other color in with it. I just haven't figured that part out yet. Do a little bit more. And yeah, I'm not really sure. Keep covering up that moon. I don't want to do that because I really like the way it's already highlighted and everything. So there we go. Just kind of want to have the colors. You just itty bitty bit more. Okay. Like I said, I'll be coming in with another color, so I'm just going to leave that for right now. And now I'm going to go into the Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold for this page. Put that up. Clean my brush. Hopefully I'll get all that turquoise out of there. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I am just going to throw the color down. Kind of paint it on, because again, this is just a base color. I'm going to be using something else with this. I'm just trying to get my basic color down, incorporated into that Etsy download. This is one of my favorite golden colors. One of my favorite, like I've been doing this for so long. Okay. So, okay. There we are. Now I have to figure out that next base coat, or next second color that I'm going to integrate into this. And I'll be back. Okay, so what I decided to do was to add some, I had some of that turquoise phthalo sitting in this little plastic thing I'm using as a paint palette. And so because I wanted to get some darker colors into this, what I decided to do was to add some golden carbon black to that turquoise phthalo. And I'm going to just kind of mix this up a little bit since it was already on the palette. And kind of put some of that dark shadowing. I may need a little bit more of that. You know what? Mix a third color here and put some of the golden ultramarine blue in there. I'm just trying to get some of the darker colors mixed in here to darken it up a little bit. I don't know how this is going to turn out. We shall see. It may be horrible. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I'm probably going to need to come in with a rag and And just kind of mop up a little bit. Whoa. Need some water. I ain't mopping up very well. Put this down. Yeah, I don't know. Darkened it up a little bit, but didn't do exactly what I thought it was going to. You know, I may need to use a different, get off my moon. I may need to use a different, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wet a sponge and go in and do a sponging instead with that. Do that all around it. See how that goes. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, I didn't like the harsh lines that was making with the brush, so I am gonna come in with the sponge. I just dampened one of these sea sponges, and I'm hoping it'll take away from. Ugh. Golly, I can't stay away from that moon. Okay, so tamping it off. Okay, I think I'm kind of liking that, so just come back into the paint. Like I said, I just kind of wanted it to blend in with what she already had going on. In the picture there, with the colors and everything. Okay. I think I like this. So it darkened it up some, but I've still got a lot of that blue showing through, so yeah, I moved my angle. My lighting in here sucks, so whenever time I move, I see another angle I want to pull off. Ay, I didn't mean to pull off that much. I'm going to grab a wet wipe. Clean that up a little bit. Wish I didn't have that print on it. Okay, now I gotta figure out the next step. I'll be back. Going on this same theme with the sponging over here, I had decided to use some golden green gold over here on this page and do the same sponging technique. So I'm going to get a little bit more paint on here. And then go in and then kind of mop it up too, just like I did before. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not liking this process as much over here as I did over here. I don't think that turned out as well. All right, back to the drawing board. So I've changed my mind. I didn't like the green gold with that, so I am going to use the burnt sienna instead. See how that goes. Instead, I may not like that either. I don't know. I may have to come back with something else. I'm just not feeling it on this like I did on this page. I really like the way the paint came out on that page. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to... Oh, crap. Crap. I'm doing this while I'm standing up over my desk area. Okay, so I'm liking that. Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay, yeah, definitely. What a difference. Okay. My paint rag is just totally gross. Ugh. Just gonna dab that up. Just to soften the lines, not make it where it's so in your face. Okay, yeah. I like the way that turned out. I don't know how well you can see that because the light here sucks. So, yeah, I like the way that turned out. Went from a hot mess to an okay mess. Alright, my idea initially was to continue on with this theme of the vine coming out from where this little fairy is playing out in the woods here. And I thought about using the Donna Downey foam stamp. These things are huge. I've got 3 of these, and when I ordered them I didn't realize they were as big as they are. I mean, it's huge. It's as it's as tall, if not taller, than my journal page. So, but anyway, I thought about continuing on because she's got these vines going right here. So I thought about like continuing on out with it like that somehow. But now I have to figure out the color that I'm going to use to continue on. Not to mention that on these stamps, like applying paint on it and stamping it does not turn out very well. So I'm thinking I may go with some gelatos. And yeah, I don't know. I've got a couple of buckets here with some gelato colors in it. Gelatos or gel sticks. I've got a couple of these. So I'm going to try to figure out what color I'm going to use to stamp across this and come back. Okay, so found out the gelato did not work with this stamp at all, so I have now decided to go with the Lumiere in Pearl Emerald Green, and we'll see how that goes. And I am going to use just a foam applicator brush to put this on the stamp. And hopefully it works okay. I have not been having much luck getting the different mediums on here. So, we'll see. trying to give it a good thick coat because I really want those lines to show up on here. And I don't know, I may need to hit it with an ink refresher. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I kind of want it to be like an extension of the picture here. So I think I'm just going to start right here. Just go up. Okay, I think I'm going to hit this with some of the paint that's left over on my brush and kind of move the paint over a little bit. And then I think what I may do is hit it with the Ranger ink refresher. So I think I'm going to just kind of spray that and then kind of go up like this. I don't know if that's going to turn out. No, it's kind of a hot mess. Yeah, that kind of turned into a hot mess there. All right. I'll be back. So carrying on with this theme of day and night with these two fairies, I thought I would come in with kind of like the same way I did with the branches here. I thought I would do that over here with stars, because she's got like these sparkling stars that are just coming down. So I thought I would continue on with that all over the page. That way maybe I can integrate some of this outline here into the page with, you know, with carrying on that theme. So I pulled out, this is just a hand cut stencil that I did. There are a lot of free online stencil patterns that you can download, and that's what I did on this. I just did it to an inkjet transparency. And I've obviously been using this on my jelly plate. But so I think what I'm going to do is just continue on with the stars, do some bigger ones up here, going down into some smaller ones. Or I don't know, maybe I'll graduate to bigger ones going down here. And then the next thing is trying to figure out what color. I need something pretty opaque to go over this dark background. So I pulled three things out. I have the Lumiere Pearlescent White, even a Sharpie paint marker in silver, and then the Pebeo Studio Paint in iridescent silver. So I've got all three of these out because I don't know which one's really going to show up. So I am going to have to just do it and see. So I'm going to start down here with some of these smaller stars and just go into the corner of the page here. And I guess just to start out to see, because this is the one, the Lumiere paint's the one I really, you know, wanted to use. So, and I'm just using Martha Stewart. I got a set of the stencil brushes. So this is, I think, the smallest one because I really want this precise. So I'm going to do one and see if this is going to be opaque enough. Kind of come down here. I was going to lift that up to see if it was opaque enough, but it's looking like it is, so without me even having to lift this up. So I think I'm going to go with this instead of the other two I have out. Kind of doing it a little thick, so it'll help the opacity by putting on a pretty thick coat here. I'm even going to come down into that one. And kind of have that one going off the page. All right. Yeah, okay, I like that. I'm going to finish doing that, laying out the stencils with the stars with the stencil, I mean, and just kind of going all over, and then I'll be back. I used a Donna Downey tree stamp here to lay that image down when I wasn't recording, because I have to admit, this journal, these two journal pages have totally stumped me. And I had the basic idea of what I wanted to do, and as usual, I have start out with this great idea, but then I can't fully execute it. So that's the point I'm at right now. So after I did the tree in, I built more of a trunk to the tree here, because the stamp is really light. The problem is I needed dark for this side of the tree and light for this side of the tree to show up, because I kind of wanted it to go into the image. So, yeah. Now I'm like thinking, well, I want to have grass coming up, and I'm going to use this green gold Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, big brush pen, to just go in with another Donna Downey stamp and just kind of, even though this is more like for vines, I'm going to kind of make it. No, that's not turning out either. Alright, I gotta figure out what I want to do here, because I was thinking about just having vines come out, but that's not turning out either. So just like this whole spread is going, I'm just not feeling these pages anymore like I was when I first started it. So I'll be back. So I just went in with Donna Downey stamp, stamped in a little tree, did a little bit of grass, and now I'm going in with the Tim Holtz from his Shabby French stamp collection from Stampers Anonymous. I'm going in with some butterflies with some black StazOn. And I really just want to be done with this now. So I'm getting ready to do a couple of butterflies here and get ready to put the title on, and I think I'm gonna call it done because I just want to move on from this. Be back. I got it all adhered down, and yeah, so now I got to figure out what I'm going to do, and I think what I may do is come in with some scribbles instead of the Slick Writer or the big brush pen. So I think I'm going to use this glittering silver and just come in, and I distressed the outside with black soot ink pad. So I'm, I was thinking maybe I'll just do that and leave it alone, but of course I just can't leave everything alone. So I'm going to come in. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I'm going to look at this first one. And yeah, see, I don't like that. So you get a paper towel. Yeah, I don't like that at all. So I'm taking that off. Don't like it. But I think what I will do is outline some of these stars. Just do kind of a rough. I don't know why I feel a need to use scribbles on every page that I do, but I just love using it. I like the dimension. So I'm going to go around and do that on some of these, and I'm going to put a date stamp tag on it and call it done. I went a little crazy with the scribbles. Instead of doing just a few, I pretty much did all of them. And, well, there's one here and one here I didn't. But anyway, I love how it turned out. I love, love, love how it turned out. So this went from being a page that I absolutely hated to now I just really like it. I don't know if you can see like the glittery stars with this lighting, but love it. So I put my date stamp on, and this is my completed journal page. Thanks for hanging out.